Good morning, my dear children. Today we are going to see the first poetry in our 9th standard, that is The Road Not Taken. It is written by Robert Frost, and he is known for his poem with great value or moral. So here we are going to see why he has given the title The Road Not Taken. So here the road is the symbol of choices made by us in life. So what we do generally, we regret for the choices, because once we have chosen, we cannot redo it. So we are regretting for the choices. So that should not be done. That is what he says to us in the first thing. The second thing is, man always thinks in such a way that he could have chosen the other way, he could have done it in the better way. That is what he says. So we should not regret for whatever we have done. And here the main poetic device that is being used is metaphor. Metaphor means comparison. Here the road is compared to choices. So once we start taking our decision, or once we start our journey, once we start to walk in our road, here our road in the sense, the road that the decision that we take, if we take that, we should not always think that road means way. Road means the place where we start our journey. The journey may lead us to journey may lead us to a lot of experiences, difficulties, but we should face everything and we should reach the place of success. So here one more thing, the next thing what we are going to see is the summary. So as I've told you already, the poem is talking about, the poet is talking about the choices. So one day the poet is standing in front of the wooded trees, and he is debating about himself because he has got two choices and he doesn't know which one to take. And being one single traveler, he couldn't travel both. So what he does is, he takes the second road which needed wear, and he just keeps the first one for some other day. But he is not regretting for the decision. He is just thinking that he should take the best opportunity that has been given to him. And if you see, the first stanza here is, two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. So what happened? He is standing in an yellow wood. So what is this yellow wood? The place where there is a lot of trees, a forest area or something like that. So two roads is getting diverged and he is standing there. And who is he? He is going to be one single traveler. So one traveler cannot reach two places at the same time. So he should take only one road. So he want to inspect. Before taking a decision, we should think. So what is he thinking? How is he thinking? He is just looking at the first road. As such as his eyes could reach, he is seeing it. And till the bend he is seeing, till the undergrowth, till the bend he is seeing. And next what he does, we'll see in the next paragraph. Then he took the other as just as fair. So what he is doing, after seeing the first road, he is seeing the second road, and having perhaps the better claim. So, and he also found out that this road wanted better claim. This road wanted better usage than the first one, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Because the first road was very clean, it was used by many, whereas the first road, it was very grassy, it wanted usage. Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. So both the road had equal distance, equal length, everything, but the first road was used by many, the second was not used. So now let's move to the third paragraph. And both that morning equally lay. So in front of that poet, both were having equal distance of the roads, equal opportunities, equal choices was lying in front of him. In leaves, no steps had trodden black. So he took the one where the leaves has not been stamped by many. The leaves were fallen and it was lying there as such. So what he has decided, he has taken the second road, and what he has done, he has kept the first one for other day. He doesn't know whether the decision that he has taken is going to reach the success. But I doubted if I would ever come back. So he is also having a doubt that whether he will have to come back or something like that. He had a doubt, but he kept the first one for some other day. We'll read the third stanza. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves snow steps had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to the way, I doubted if I should ever come back. So he was having a doubt whether that road leads to success, or whether he has to come back, or whether he has to start his journey. But still, he is making up his mind that he should not regret for the choices. Now we'll go to the last paragraph. I shall be telling this with a sigh. What he will be telling? That is, somewhere ages and ages hence. So once upon a time, two road diverged in a wood. So there were two choices lying in front of me. I took the one less travelled by. So I took the road which is not taken up by many. And that is what I am here. That has made all the difference. That has given me the hope. That has given me the strength. And that is what led me here. So he was very happy that he has taken a right decision. Alright. So message that the poet is giving us is, this life is completely full of divergence, or take divergence. You have to take. Now we will think that this road, this decision is going to reach us this. No, it may lead to failure. But whatever decisions we take, right or wrong, we should be very much determined. I have taken this decision. I should not come back. I should not restart it. I should come out of the flaws, and I should make that the most useful, or the most beneficial of my choices. That is what is the poet giving us. That is, we should think before taking a decision, but after taking it, we should be ready to face all the difficulties, and we should reach the success. That is what the poet is giving us. Now, the literary device, the rhyming scheme, A, B, A, B. You know what is rhyming scheme? The ending line of the poem will have the same sounding words. So that is, if you give alphabets to it, you will have A, B, A, A, B. And what is the second thing? Symbolism. As I've told you, the first thing, the road symbolizes the choices. And next thing is anaphora. That is, what is anaphora? Each poem line will start with the same words. If, for example, in this poem line 2, 3 and 4, if you see, it starts with and. That is what is called as anaphora. An alliteration, you all know, the repeated constant sound in the lines of the poetry is called as alliteration. So here, what all is the constant sound that is being repeated? Wanted, where. Here, W sound is repeated. First, for. F sound is repeated. Though, that. The sound is repeated. So the lines that is having the same constant sound, or the words that has got the same constant sound, is called as alliteration. And the last poetic device that we are going to see is repetition. The repeated words in the lines of the poetry is called as a repetition. Repeated words or repeated lines also we can take into account. So here, if you see, ages and ages is being repeated. Two roads diverged in yellow wood is repeated. So these both are the repetition. I hope you would have understood this poetry. Have a good day.